Hi, and welcome to your 2-Minute Tuesday. I'm your host, Nick Rowert. I'm here with Grant Engelbart, a portfolio manager here at CLS Investments. Grant, there's a lot going on this week in the market. Obviously, we have some global volatility. Given the uncertainty out there, what should investors be looking forward to in the weeks and months to come?
Well, first, thanks for having me, Nick. This last week, especially in international markets, we saw them sell off, a lot of volatility, both domestically and abroad. A lot of it was focused on kind of geopolitics and the risks that we see in Russia, the Ukraine, and some of the tensions in even Africa with the spread of Ebola. What's kind of underlies all of that volatility has been generally strong economic data and positive earnings, and that's really what investors need to focus on. We saw foreclosures reach an 8-year low, which is very, very positive for the economy.
Well, that sounds like we can rest easy then. I mean, everything seems to be going up. Obviously, you address the volatility with the geopolitics, so it's a good thing to just kind of keep a look on the horizon with that. We did have a surprise last week in Italy with their announcement on their GDP. Can you expand on that, and then also just kind of give us a general what's going on in Europe?
Sure. So Italian GDP contracted last month or last quarter by about 0.2%. This was generally taken as a negative by the markets because GDP had been steadily increasing for the past several quarters, and finally we thought they were kind of starting to move out of a recessionary environment, and this pushed them back in recession. Europe is a mixed bag. There's different cultures going on, all linked by a single currency, and they have different political environments and different policies in place. And so it's important to diversify across the region, and that's what we've done, and that's beneficial. Spain has been another country in the periphery of Europe that's been a real dog, I guess, so to say.
Right.
But its GDP has just expanded by 0.6% in the most recent quarter. When it comes down to it, the war zone countries currently represent about 3% of GDP. And only 0.7% of global market capitalization. So we're talking about a very small opportunity set that's taking over the entirety of the news these days.
Right. So switching gears, just to wrap it up, CLS is one of the biggest investors in ETFs, right? Give me just a little bit on how that whole market has evolved this year.
Sure. So the industry as a whole is almost to $2 trillion, which is remarkable. We've seen remarkable growth. 100 ETFs have been launched here today, just over 100. So we're up to over 1,600. One of the things that we've been very happy to see is a focus on quality issues of ETFs that are focused on high quality. That's been one of our themes for the past 2 years. And as the ETF industry responds to that, that's really a positive for us to see that it's kind of concreting our theme in that there is a need for investors' portfolios to have access to these quality focused themes.
So bottom line, you guys are there monitoring this whole thing, and you're going to make us aware if anything extraordinary comes about.
Absolutely.
Correct. All right. Well, Grant, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks a lot.
And that'll do it for 2-Minute Tuesday. Thank you again for your time and trust in CLS Investments.